Hey everyone, John for Popeyes Postcards. We're going to do a 1 month review of the Million Aviation Postcard Buyout. I'll put a link up here somewhere, show you those series. So it was, let me see, that was January 28th, 29th. I got those cards and I started listing them. I think I got home Sunday Sunday the 30th, I think is the first day I started listing. It was just a handful of cars to see how things were going to go. But then I started listing in earnest February 4th. So just about 1 month into it already. And I'll show you the progress I've made, and we'll be completely transparent, and we'll go to the computer screen and I'll show you my my sales, and I'll share some thoughts for the collection and how I think this will go, and just see how things are going. Okay, this is the area that showed you in the last video. That was all the Goodwill stuff, which let me go off on a quick tangent about all that Goodwill stuff. It went back to Goodwill because I tried selling it on Facebook Marketplace, and the amount of idiot, lazy resellers I ran into was extremely frustrating. So it all went back to Goodwill. People lost out on a lot of money for that. But anyway, back to this. You can see the shelving units. I now have 41 or 42 boxes. I've completely filled up one shelving unit, started on to the second one. This is roughly 35,000 postcards, but it represents only 666 individual postcard listings. And I do have another 225 items, postcards that are going to be on auction this Sunday. Those are all aviation airline issued cards. What I'm finding with this lot is these are a lot of self-published aviation postcards. Pretty much anybody and their brother can take a picture of a plane and have it printed up and put their name on it and sell it as a postcard. So probably about 99% of what you're seeing here are those self-published postcards. There are a couple sections in this box, like right here, B9. Those are airline issued postcards. And there are some other airline issued cards in here, but mostly what I've listed so far, again, are self-published cards. So I'm still using the box letter tab number. And let me see, I'm up to AP. And eventually I'll get to BA, BB, BC, stuff like that. And eventually I hope to have probably another 5 to 10 racks like this with the aviation cards on them. I've also set up a light up there. I have to attach it over here somewhere to keep the on-off switch out of the way. And I do have a mini laptop set up that's hooked up to my second eBay account where these cards are listed. So I don't have to keep running back and forth to the computer. What's nice about these cards compared to my regular eBay stock, where I still use the letter tab system, there it's 50 individual cards under one tab. Here it's one card under each tab. So here's a great example. There's one card in 01. That's all the same card. It's one listing, has all these cards back behind it. And then here's another one. Here's the next card. And you can see there's stacks of, that's 100 postcards of that same postcard. What I'm doing, and I'll show you this on the screen, I'm only putting a quantity of 5. I could put easily 200 cards in my listing, but I'm just doing it 5 right now. I don't know psychologically, do the buyers care if you have 5 or 200 in stock? I've not had anybody come in and go, I want all 5 of the same card. That's not happened yet. I've had people, you know, do multiple of separate cards, but not multiple of the same card. So I figure by doing a quantity of 5, when I get down to when they sell out of those 5, I'll just relist it as 5. I did some of the initial cards. I did a quantity of 25, and I don't think any of those have sold. Are these all going to sell? No. There's going to be tabs in here that I will never sell one of those playing cards. It's just not going to happen. And I know that. And so this will go, 10, 15 years from now, this collection will probably go to someone else and they can try. Also, majority of the cards so far are continental size cards. And I can fit 4 of those on one shelf. And then I've been as I go through those little white boxes, I save out the standard size cards because I can fit 5 of those smaller boxes on a shelf. So I have, 10 of those white boxes full that I can now do 5 little boxes that are standard size postcards and not continental size. So again, about 660 some cards on this area, 30 representing 35,000 plus cards. And then over here, in addition, these are all the 8x10 photos. And I have 300 and some of those listed. And those have actually been my best seller so far. I already showed you some of these, but they're military and some other cards. Some of these are listed anywhere between $19 to $30, and I'm getting decent sales off of those. And I probably have 1,000 more at least of these 8x10 photos to list. So I apologize in advance. The next section of the video, as I was recording it, and after I recorded it, I realized that my microphone was actually on the floor, so that's why the sound quality sucks in this next section, and you keep hearing the squeaks of the chair because the microphone's on the floor. So I apologize in advance, but you might want to turn your volume up. So here's the other store. I had this store back when I had a premium store and I was running out of listings, and that's before pre-pandemic, before eBay gave you all those extra listings, and I abandoned this store. I think I called it Popeyes Postcards 2 or something like that. And I renamed it Plane Postcards. Airplane Postcards was taken. Aviation Postcards was taken, so I just did Plane Postcards for the name of the store. And then for the user, it's like Airplane Dash Postcards, because Airplane Space Postcards is taken. So I have 980 items on listed so far. I've actually have sold some, and I have 225 cards that are going to go up for auction this Sunday, and they're all airline issued cards. And I'll show you airline issued cards here if I remember. So as you can see, it shows only a quantity of 3,700 items, but as you saw in the boxes back there, I'm only listing 5, quantity of 5, but there may be 200 or 300 cards. And again, each one of those boxes holds about 875 to 900 postcards. You times that by 41, 42 boxes, and that's how I came up with over 35,000 items, just postcards listed, and then the 300 and some odd photos that are also listed. And I did have to up my store subscription. I just did a basic store to start. Was it $30 or something like that? And I just yesterday or 2 days ago upped it to the premium store, which is $60 a month, because I was running a lot of auctions auctions, and I ran out of the free listings for auctions, so I've upgraded the store to premium. Eventually, who knows, this might have to be an anchor store if I get all these cards listed. So again, transparency. Most of the cards I'm selling or listing for $4.99. Some are going down to $2.99 just because some of these cards are very common and there are a lot of copies out there. And so some of these cards, like I said, may never sell, or they may be extremely long tail items. Let's see if I can show you. Again, I told you that most are like a self-published card, and there are some bigger companies that are putting out these cards, and there are some other smaller people that are putting out these cards. I'm finding a lot of this. I'm not sure who the pi symbol belongs to. It's all this. It's in French, I believe. But it'll have some information about the plane, but there's no other information on there that could say that it's an airline issued card. So let me show you what an airline issued card looks like. So airline issued cards is where the big money is. Some of these cards can sell $300-$400. I've not come across any of those yet. I'm hoping maybe this auctions that are going on Sunday will have some of those. This card right here, I have multiple, probably about 50 copies of this card, and I did sell one for $20. But the back will have, that may not be the best example, but it'll have the airline information, maybe a color logo, and then the airline information on the back. Here's one from Tunis Air. You can see that it has a logo, no other information except for the plane name on the back. Here's one from Czechoslovakian Airlines. They may have the information on the front of the card, and usually down the center line will be the name of the airplane. Sometimes across the bottom you'll see, hand this card to the stewardess and they will mail it for free. You might see that. Here's one from Yugoslavian airline, and same thing, it has the information down the center that it's Yugoslavia transport. So that's how you can tell an airline issued card from the card that was printed and published by Joe Blow Citizen. Okay, let's get into what's been selling. I've been selling a card almost every day. February 4th is when I had my first sales, and I was listing cards, like I said, January 30th on, but I really started listing a lot on January 4th. So over the last almost month, my sales have been $1,794. So I've brought in probably about a little bit more, probably about 12% of my total outlay of expenses on this lot. So I probably won't be into the profit until I've sold $15,000 worth of cards and photos. But for the first month, almost $1,800. That's not horrible. I'm pretty pleased with that. And as I list more, obviously I will be selling more. And I will eventually do something along the lines of, you buy 3 postcards, you get 1 for free, stuff like that, just to try to bring in more buyers. I am noticing getting a lot of repeat buyers, and those buyers are buying 2 or 3 cards per order. So that's been going well. I'm starting, I had to start this really from scratch, so I'm building back up to get those people who collect aviation cards. They will eventually start, favoriting my store and watching everything that I'm listing, and eventually those people will become repeat buyers and just keep on buying more and more cards. So some days I may only sell 1 card for, $4.99, $5.99, but then there's been, this was an auction, I believe, and this was a guy came in and bought probably half a dozen or more of the aviation, the 8x10 photos. So I'll go ahead and show you the orders here, and we'll take a look at what some people are buying and what they're paying. Here's a great example. This buyer bought, 4 cards. There's a $40 order. A whole bunch of individual cards, $4.99, $9.99, $14.99. Here are these, and I'll click on more of these in a little bit. $25 for a photo. Again, $4.99, stuff like that. I need to build up and, again, get those buyers in there buying multiple quantities. Here's three of the 8x10 photos, $83 order. $67 order for 3 of the 8x10 photos. $80 order for 3 photos. And here's a guy came in, bought 8 postcards for $44. They're mostly $4 or $5 postcards. Here's the best one just from the other day. $323 for a postcard, and then 12. He bought a dozen of the 8x10 photos. So going pretty well. Obviously, everybody wants to. You buy a million postcards, you want them all listed immediately, and y'all want them sold immediately. But you got to put the work in and get them listed. But I think having over 1,000 listings in a month has been pretty good. Individually, here's Trans Air Canada Airlines Central Region. It's a condensed timetable. It's about postcard size, but you fold it in half, and it's really more along the lines of a business card size. One of the first things I listed, and $15, had 2 of them, both sold for $15 relatively quickly. Here's a Canadian Pacific airline issued stewardess, woman, Lisbon. Had a whole bunch of these that are from different cities around the world. And what that sell for, $16.99. I found out in doing this research, or trying to research some of these, I listed this card. It's from, Avianca, Colombia. So it's the country of Colombia, their airlines, and they're very collectible. I had this listed, I think originally at $4.99, and sold a couple quickly. And a guy contacted me and said, this is a rare card. It's a $20 postcard. And that was 10 years ago. They don't come up that often. And here you're pretty much giving it away. So I doubled my price up to $10, and they're still selling. But this movie photo is one of those maybe bigger manufacturers or publishers of postcards, but it's from Colombia, and it's one guy. And guy gave me some history. A buyer gave me some history on this company, about the guy who ran it. So probably about half of the auctions that are coming up Sunday are of this movie photo publisher, and some of those cards can sell for up to $100 or more. So $9.99 for that. Here's a Singapore Airlines issued hostess. $19.99, and there's the Singapore information to show you that it's an airline issued card. And here's from the first set of auctions I did, JAL, Japanese Airlines, Douglas DC-8, and it's over Mount Fuji. I think it's a regular size postcard, and sold at auction for $36.55. Here's the best sell from the initial auctions, Western Airlines DC-6B in flight mid-air. It's a real photo postcard, and that sold for $76.55. So I'm hoping to find a lot more of these ones. KLM, which is Royal Dutch Airlines, Boeing 747, Wilbur Wright, which is, I think, written on there somewhere. $24.99. Thought that would go higher. Here's another KLM, Royal Dutch Airlines, $24.99. And CLS, which is Czechoslovakia Airlines. This is a real photo. and that sold for $33.50. Here's a 8x10 photo of a tail section of Frontier Airlines from the 60s, $24.99. Airplane, a family of Mooney aircraft, sold for $26, 8x10 photo. And some of them have information written on the back, others don't. And then here's Aloha Airlines, $4.99. So, yeah, I think sales have done pretty well. I keep listing almost every day from these airline cards. It's pretty easy to list. One box of cards will sometimes be 10 to 15 of those little white boxes that you see in the videos, and I can combine them into one of those postcard boxes, and it may only take me 45 minutes to an hour to gather enough for that box and scan one card out of the sections. So it may only take me 45 minutes to get everything done and listed and get one box done. I've done probably 8 to 9 boxes in a day is my best so far. So just got to keep working on it, and we'll give you an update next month. Hopefully that number will be doubled or tripled. Okay, let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and I thank you for watching.